What is up, guys? It is Bucky and welcome to another After Effects project. In this project I'm going to show you guys how to do freeze frames and slow motion and just working with time. You can make your scene go backwards if you want, and this is all about time remapping. So I already have this clip right here, and let me just drag it out to the timeline panel. And by the way, if you notice, my composition is about 15 seconds long, but my clip is only 5 seconds long. And whenever you're working with time remapping, you always want your composition larger than your clip, because then when you stretch the time out and make it go slow motion or something, it's going to be like twice as long. If you don't know how to change the time of your composition, just go to composition settings and change the time right here. This means 15 seconds, this would be minutes, and this is hours. So go ahead and click cancel or OK, depending on what you need. And I'll show you my clip right now. There's me coming in. Oh, drop the football. Oh, but wait. Oh, catch it. Nice. Action movie. So let's watch that one more time. I got a whooping cough. And by the way, if you want it to pre-render and you want to hear the sound, go ahead and press 0 on your number pad, and this will pre-render it for you with sound. Again, you can't hear my sound because I'm talking in the microphone with the headset on. But let's go ahead, and what I want to do is, instead of just having me, catch it, that's all exciting, I want it to freeze right, let's see what the gayest frame is, right there. Yeah, that one's pretty gay. Look at my mouth. Oh, gross. And I want it to freeze right here and just pause a moment in time. So what I'm going to do is this. Go ahead and right click anywhere on your layer and go ahead and click enable time remapping. And what enable time remapping does is pretty much enable you to mess with the time of your layer. So now you can see it automatically added 2 keyframes, one at the beginning and one at the end. Now if we stretch these keyframes out, then our entire clip will stretch out, making it slow motion. So if you put a 5-second clip in 10 seconds, it's going to go twice as slow. But what we want to do is just freeze this frame right here. So go ahead in your time remap and click this little keyframe adder right here, and we're going to add a keyframe right there. Now what we want to do is, we don't want to adjust this little cursor at all. We only want to step forward 1 frame, and that'll be very difficult with the cursor. So go ahead and on your keyboard press page down, and as you can see, your layer moves 1 frame forward. By the way, page up is 1 frame back, like you guys cared. But anyways, once you're 1 frame forward, you can go ahead and press that little add keyframe again, and now you got 2 keyframes 1 frame apart, 1 back and 1 forward. So now what you need to do is you need to stretch out the space between this keyframe right here and that keyframe. So what you're going to do is deselect them all, and in order to select multiple keyframes, select one, then hold down shift and select another one, and now when they're both selected, drag them, let's say 4 seconds apart. So now there are 4 seconds between this keyframe and this keyframe where time isn't moving at all. So if you're saying, alright, check this out, my clip plays just like this, but then my clip ends. Well, all you need to do is, when your clip is ended, go ahead and highlight it and drag it out to the end. And by the way, if you drag your clip further than the time remapping, it'll just freeze automatically like this. See, check it out. But anyways, as you can see, time goes normal right here, and then between these 2 keyframes now it pauses just like this, and then it goes back to being normal. So we don't need this extra stuff right here. And if you can't understand it yet, then check it out in the graph editor right here. In order to view a graphical representation of any of your animations, go ahead and select that animation and go ahead and click Graph Editor. Now you can see this graph represents the time of your clip. So for example, my clip is 5 seconds long, that's why it's doing this. So this is normal speed right here, and then you see once we hit my first keyframe, time stands still. Wow, it's magic. And then after that, it just goes back to being normal right like that. Now what are we saying? What if time went down like this? Well, if it went down, it would represent going backwards in your clip, which means doing everything backwards. So let me show you. Well, let me show you guys my final product. Go beginning and hit 0 on your number pad. And now look at this. Oh, and there it is. This would be a good time for like Bucky, the Jock, and then your movie. You know, if you're making like an opening clip for a movie, that would be a good time. So let's watch that again. Here is Bucky. Dun dun dun. The Jock. Okay, I didn't time that, and then it would like go back to playing. You know, it looked a lot better in my head. But anyways, let's go ahead and get rid of this graphical representation, and also let's get rid of these keyframes. And as you can see, if we got rid of these keyframes, it would just make it appear in a little slower motion since time is stretched out. But what we want to do, I guess I have time to show you this, is now that you know how to do freeze frames in slow motion, let's go ahead and go backwards. So for example, say I get to a point in my movie like right here, and then I'm like, wait, and then I'm gonna retrace all my steps, and I'm gonna throw a twist at you in a plot. And so anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a keyframe like that, and then go to my graph editor, and instead of going forward, I'm gonna go back in time. So check this out. I come in. Oh, everything's going normal. But wait, he discovered something, a dark, deep secret from his past. Go back, go back, go back, go back. See, you know. Again, it sounded a lot better in my head. And the more natural way to do this is to select your keyframe and hit this easy ease button, and that gives it a nice curve. So let's watch this horrible movie real quick. And oh, I'm coming in. Oh, drop the football. But wait, what did I leave outside? Yeah, I actually did that noise with my mouth. Pretty good, huh? And again, if I wanted to make it look more professional, here's what I would do. Layer, effect. Make sure my layer is selected. Effect, color correction, curves, and now let me move this. Just bring out the contrast a tidbit, and yeah, that's why we get a sweet 300 effect right there. So here is our final movie. Whoa, that was super fast. Oh, here is Bucky, the awesome football player. But he has a deep, dark secret from his past. He has to go back in time and get it. Yeah. So, you know, that's your movie essentials for, you know, time remapping and how to work with it and how to create freeze frames. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my blog too. And I'll see you next tutorial.